Hello and welcome to Garage Rock the Podcast, Season 2, Episode 1.
Episode 1, Season 2.
Yes, my name is Cameron Banfield and joining me as per usual, Uncle Sven.
How are we all?
Stephen Aarons, good, how are you?
Oh, fantastic. Stephen. No one calls me Stephen. Actually, no one calls me Sven either, but...
Don't call me Stephen. Stifler.
How have you been? We've been off for a couple of months and, we thought we'll take some time off, and when we come back, the music industry will still be in relatively good shape, and then
That's not the case.
What the fuck happened in New South Wales? It's gone crazy.
New South Wales has gone a bit loopy, but before we get into that, Steve...
We've definitely got to talk about that.
We've had a good little break.
Yes.
We did go to Unify Festival, which if you have been keeping up to date with the podcast, you would have listened to our special and our 12 interviews that we did there.
Yes, fun times. But I want to know about you, Cam. What did you get up to in the break? Did you get up to much?
Oh, mate.
Christmas?
Christmas and New Year was a month off work.
Yeah.
Much needed. Mm-hmm. And just at home.
Yeah.
Chilling out with the kids, playing with the toys and their toys from Santa. It was a much needed break, Steve.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Just need to retire the bones.
Retire the bones? And what, you've brought your bones out of retirement?
Yeah,
they're like John Farnham. You just I retire my bones, and then when I need some more money, I just bring them out of retirement.
That's it. I retired the bones over the break and just laid on the couch like a lazy sack of mussels.
Well done.
It was yummy.
Fantastic.
And watched Ace Ventura in case you didn't notice.
No.
What about you, Steve? What did you get up to?
Well, actually, Cam, I started seeing someone.
Oh, you kept this quiet?
Yeah, well, I think I may have stuffed things up. Well, I know I stuffed things up because we're no longer on speaking terms, but we'll get onto that a little later.
Steve, why am I not surprised?
I know. But
such a lady killer. Oh, wait a minute. That's why you're not talking.
I didn't quite go that far. But
yummy.
It does involve ghosts. So anyway.
I love a good ghost story.
Oh, well, then you might like this. But before we get onto that, we need to tell people where they can listen to us.
Yeah, you can listen to Garage Rock the Podcast on iTunes, Spreaker, Spotify, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher, and iHeartRadio, Stephen.
Yes, plenty of other places as well. And you can send us new music through our new email address, new season, new email address.
Yes, must stress that this is a new email address.
Exactly. So
the old one
subscribe us
was,
up to everything else.
Yeah,
the old one,
it's under investigation, that one.
Well, that's it. It subscribed it to too many Netflix accounts, apparently. Anyway, our new email address is garagerockpodcast@gmail.com.
That's garagerockpodcast@gmail.com.
Exactly. So you can hit us up with emails. We had a couple of people hit us up with some emails even while we were away. And you can send us through new music. And, of course, we're on Facebook.
Yeah, we're on Facebook as well as Instagram with the handle @_GarageRock. Well, that hasn't changed.
No, not
so
at all.
So please don't worry about that.
And on this week's show, we're going to unpack what's been going on in New South Wales.
New South Wales. What a shambles, Steve. That's all I can say right now.
Exactly. We're going to take a look at a few tour announcements and festival announcements.
Yeah, and we've also got our top 5. And this week it's top 5 openings to a song. Oh, what could they be?
Ooh.
And we've had a great response yet again from our loyal listeners, Steve, that and follow us on social media. They've really gone gangbusters again. So I'm looking forward to reading out what everyone's favourite openings to songs are. And of course, we've got our new music segment as well, like we always do. But Steve,
yes,
I'm dying to know what's the go with. Tell us this story.
Okay. So I started dating this girl, right?
Yeah,
and
okay.
I completely remain anonymous. We'll say her name was Jane. Okay,
Jane,
just Jane Doe. We'll keep it like that.
So you had a bit of fun with Dick and Jane.
Who was in? What was that film? Was that
Jim Carrey and Thingamabob?
Kirstie Alley? I have no idea. Kirstie Alley?
Dick's right up your alley. I don't remember her name.
Doesn't matter.
But it is a remake.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. So went over to her house and...
Wait, how'd you meet?
How did we meet?
Tinder?
Possibly. Anyway.
Up late one night, connecting with someone special on Tinder.
Possibly, yes.
Anyway, that's
by the by.
Yep.
Obviously, it doesn't matter. Anyway, so her housemate's never at home, so we, sitting there on the couch, and she wanted to watch these ghost stories. She's really into ghost stories on TV.
So okay.
So anyway, and I don't. I don't believe in them. I'm
you
sitting
don't?
there and
So I'm a fan of ghosts.
I'm just picking up through these. I'm like, that didn't happen. That's not real. Like this woman, she fogged up the window on a train. She's sitting on the train, fogged up the window, and the letters "Help Me" were written on there. And Jane turned to me and she's like, "Oh, explain that." I'm like, "What's to fucking explain?"
Someone already wrote
Someone
it
had already
before.
written that. Exactly. And there was another one. There was this woman. She was putting the laundry detergent downstairs. She put some in the washing, and then she'd go upstairs, and then when she'd come back downstairs, the laundry detergent's in another spot. Oh, so she yeah. So then she'd make another load, and then she'd go back, and she'd come back down, and they're in another spot.
And they even interviewed her 2 weeks later in the mental asylum.
Exactly. And
Perfectly sane.
Well, Jane's saying, well, how do you explain that? I'm like, it's not a ghost. She's got fucking Alzheimer's. Like, seriously. Anyway, so we go to bed. And, after mocking someone for an hour, that does not lead to sex, surprisingly. So anyway, she falls asleep, like, straight away. And I'm lying there, and I don't sleep well in my own bed, let alone someone else's. So
Of course.
I'm lying there, and I thought, how can I, have a bit of fun, just to surprise her. So I started rearranging shit in her room. I started moving things around. So she had like those, those Russian dolls within a doll. Those, yeah.
No, let me get this straight. Is this a first date? Is this?
We've seen each other for about a month over the break.
All right.
So I've taken those dolls and I've put them on her bedside table. So the first thing she sees are these dolls have been moved. And I'm thinking, that'll be funny. Anyway, and I'm just not obviously thinking this stuff through. Anyway, still can't sleep. So I've gone into the bathroom and I've gone to the toilet and the shower was in the,
the ultimate sleeping pill.
Exactly. And so the mirror's there in the same room as the shower, and I thought, I know what I'll do.
Uh-oh.
I'll smudge the words "help me" on the glass, so when she has a shower in the morning,
it
fogs
up.
up. She'll see that, and she'll find it. She'll, Steve, he did that. That'll be funny. Anyway, so I've done that. I've done that. I've gone back to bed and I've fallen asleep.
How thoughtful was Steve's thinking?
Exactly. It's this will be funny. We'll have a laugh about this.
She'll think how thoughtful. He's tried to scare me by doing something that we enjoyed together, watching a ghost show.
Exactly.
Right.
So anyway,
how'd that turn out for you?
I've fallen asleep and I wake up and I can hear the shower going. I'm thinking,
Lordy,
here we go. This is it. This is going to be cool. Anyway, I'll roll over and Jane's lying there, and and I'm thinking, shit, her housemate, she was asleep when we were watching the ghost. I didn't know that. She was asleep. She was getting ready for work.
Oh.
So, and I'd never even met her yet. So I can't go into the bathroom and say, hi, we haven't met yet. By the way, this thing on the mirror, it's a joke. Don't scream.
You can't exactly barge in there and say that kind of thing, Steve.
Exactly. So I'm thinking, oh, shit.
She might not even know that you were there.
Exactly right. So I'm lying there thinking, I'm waiting for the shower to finish and what's going to happen. Anyway, a minute later, the shower finishes and like a few seconds later, you just hear this blood-curdling scream come from, and I'm thinking, oh my God. And then the next thing, Jane's just burst up and then she's got these Russian dolls in her face that weren't there when she went to bed. So she's screamed and then I've woken up, I'm like, what the hell's going on here? And I start quickly getting dressed because I realise soon I'm going to get kicked out of this place whether I'm wearing clothes or not. So I've just got dressed and then, I was pretty much booted out of the place.
Well, that
about
backfired.
about a minute later. I don't know why they didn't see the fun in that.
Did they swear at you?
Yeah, there was a fair bit of swearing, a fair bit of throwing stuff as well.
Really? Russian dolls?
Russian dolls, one of the smaller Russian dolls, so it didn't hurt.
You were rushing right out of there, weren't you?
Exactly. So we haven't spoken since. So that's.
So I'd like to know: would you ever do that again? Would future Steve do that?
No. I don't think it would be the best idea. I think the best thing to do would be to retire my bones over the summer. Would probably be the best option.
All the cool kids are doing it.
Exactly. So that was my.
Well, I'm sorry that didn't turn out for you, Steve. But next time, just think ahead.
Yeah, maybe.
Think ahead. I don't know.
Anyway, so that was my disaster. But speaking of disasters, Cam.
I know.
New South Wales.
We have to talk about New South Wales, the music scene, what's happening over there at the moment.
Yes.
Last season, we spoke about the New South Wales government putting strict policies in place to prevent anyone under the age of 18, Steve.
18, that's young.
attending the Good Things Festival. Mm-hmm. And now, unfortunately, we have to talk about the New South Wales government yet again.
Exactly. Now, in the past few months, there have been numerous people who have died through suspected drug overdoses at music festivals in New South Wales and Victoria, and that's obviously a tragedy.
Oh, of course. Yeah, we're not shying away from that at all, Steve.
Absolutely not. Now, the New South Wales Liberal government have now put in strict rules in regard to music festivals to try to combat drug use at festivals, including excessive policing and additional costs in what has been labelled a war on festivals. Yes.
Bum, bum, bum.
Exactly.
Which it really is, Steve. I mean, the Mountain Sounds Festival, which was due to be held a few weeks ago,
Yep.
was cancelled due to new restrictions being placed on the festival, including additional policing, which would have cost around about $200,000, Steve.
Yeah, for the festival. That's insane.
Isn't that mental?
Exactly.
That's a lot of money. Like, cops don't cost that much. Why?
Well, I don't know how much a cop costs.
Exactly. They're expendable. Nah, just kidding.
Of course. Now, another festival, the Cy Ferry Festival in September, has been cancelled, and the Rabbits Eat Lettuce Festival will be relocating to Queensland in order to continue.
And they're now eating meat there. In the past week, 14 music festivals in New South Wales were deemed to be high-risk festivals, Steve.
Yep.
But we don't really know what that means.
Yes.
What is a high-risk festival? There's been no definitive definition, if you will, Steve.
Exactly right. We don't know what actually constitutes a high-risk festival. Now, leaked details for new laws suggest higher costs for policing, such as the $200,000 we mentioned for Mountain Sounds Festival. So this is a big deal.
This is massive, Steve.
Absolutely.
The Australian Festival Association has also slammed the government's licensing requirements, Stephen.
Yep.
Calling it out on its badly designed scheme, going on to say, sadly, it looks like New South Wales will be Australia's first music festival free zone.
That is massive.
What a crime that is.
For the Australian Festival Association to say a state might be music festival free is insane. We've been to countless music festivals over the years.
Yeah.
We went to a few over this summer, and look, I'm going to be honest, and I think everyone who's been to festivals knows this, there are drugs at music festivals.
Yeah, whether you like it or not.
We saw them, we were offered them at Unify Gathering and everything, and that's nothing against the people who run the festivals. You can't prevent everything. There is some stuff is going to get through.
Exactly.
This is sort of like saying there are drunk drivers out on the road, so now we're going to make every driver have to pay more money in order to keep their license, because there are a few bad eggs out there.
That's it. It's those few bad eggs that are ruining it for everybody. But what kind of repercussions is this going to bring to the music industry and bands and things like that? Like it's actually quite scary when you think about it.
Well, a band's going to want to sign on to do music festivals in New South Wales. You think about all the bands that were signed up to do Mountain Sounds that have now had to change their plans because it no longer is going ahead.
Yeah.
Are bands going to want to sign on to do festivals in New South Wales with the possibility it might not even go ahead in the future because the government might change its rules?
Steve, let's hope this isn't going to be some sort of like Ebola virus and spread to other states and, be national like that. That would be such a crime.
Oh, absolutely. It would destroy the Australian music scene just in general.
Exactly. Now, Steve, last season we spoke about Sydney's infamous lockout laws.
Of course, yep.
Which are a little bit silly.
Absolutely.
These are still in place even though recent inquiry found them to be pointless and excessive.
Yep.
Totally agree. As well as impacting on the local music scene.
Yeah, that's right. And last week we saw the Don't Kill Live music rally where thousands of people gathered in Sydney to protest these harsh regulations. And look, Cam, there is a state election in New South Wales next month, which, according to the polls, suggests it will be a closely run race between Labor and Liberal. The odds are sitting around about 50-50 at this stage.
Yeah.
So music isn't obviously the only issue when it comes to elections. However, in a tight race, this issue could be quite decisive.
Yeah, I know. And Labor have said they'll commit $35 million to the local music industry.
Yep.
Greens said they'll match that.
Isn't that cute?
Oh, bless. The big boys are talking. Liberals are yet to make any commitment, but whilst the Greens said they'll remove the lockout laws, both Liberal and Labor said they will remain in place.
Yes. Now, actually, going back to the $35 million, at the moment they're getting about $4 million a year. So this is a significant boost to the music economy in New South Wales, according to what Labor are saying that they'll put in.
When's the last time we believed a politician, though, Steve?
I
reckon this is going to be anarchy. I reckon bring back the punk rock scene,
yes.
Steve. There's going to be an anarchy. There's, against the government. Something's going to happen.
Yeah.
Musicians always fight back.
Yeah.
Somehow. Something will happen. And obviously we saw at the rally last week.
Yep.
Is a good start.
Yeah. Now, we are not saying that we should not be policing at music festivals, and nobody wants to see drug-related deaths at festivals. This is obviously.
No, totally agree. Yep.
Absolutely. However, these rules are excessive, and anyone who thinks that these restrictions won't have an impact on the local music scene, just kidding themselves.
Yeah, totally. And the Canberra League of Groove and the Moose, Steve.
Yes.
They conducted pill testing last year.
Yep.
Where 2 pills were deemed to be deadly.
Yep.
So there were possibly 2 lives saved from that pill testing.
Yep.
And Groove and the Moo Canberra will be pill testing again this year.
It's not often that you hear that Canberra's leading the way in this. It's like fireworks, pornography, and now pill testing.
Did I hear that Canberra possibly, or ACT, are possibly going to be the first people to legalise marijuana? Or was that...
I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, I heard that somewhere. And
maybe you were high.
Yeah, but imagine if they did. Like, wow.
Wow. There'd be a lot more politicians sticking around town. But look,
a few more glass tables broken.
Exactly. Now, here's my thing, right? Because the whole message of drugs are bad, okay? Do not do drugs. How many decades have we been pushing this message?
Oh, yeah.
The governments all around the world have been the war on drugs.
And I feel like
decades.
Things are getting real methy.
But seriously, it seems to be, look, when we were teenagers, it was about, going down to the bottle-o, getting some cheap Woodstocks.
Yeah, I was on Red Bears, but anyway.
Well,
it was you're either Red Bear or a Woodstock.
Yeah. But having a few drinks and
4-pack, $4.40 $10.
It's a bargain in anyone's language.
Oh yeah.
But the thing is, drugs seem to be so rampant at the moment, and if the government have the power, and this is all the state government, I'm not just singling out New South Wales here, if they have the ability to bring in pill testing laws and choose not to, then I think that there needs to be a level of accountability on the government there.
Oh, totally.
Because the message of don't do drugs is not working.
It's not.
So people are still going to be doing them, and if you can make it easier and reduce the death toll, and you don't, then
it's on you.
I think that part of it is definitely on the government.
Well, like we've said a million times before, Steve.
Yes.
If people are going to do drugs, they're going to do it anyway, whether there's a music festival there or not. Or they'd probably be doing it at home or at parties or something. So if they go to a music festival and the drugs are tested and deemed safe, as safe as drugs can be, isn't that better than them going home and doing it unsafe?
Exactly. You don't know. They could be mixed with bleach in someone's toilet.
Yeah.
And that's what I think half the pills tested at Groove and the Moo last year in Canberra found that there were traces of other things than the actual drug that they thought they were taking.
Yeah.
There could be paint thinner, it could be bleach, could be anything. But yeah, like we said, 2 pills were deemed like, if you take this, you will die.
Yeah.
So that is 2 people, unless it was the one person with those same 2 pills going, fuck, my luck's run out today. They were my only 2 pills. That has saved their life.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just seems a no-brainer.
Can you imagine a country without music festivals? Like, they are so popular at the moment, Steve.
I think someone at the rally the other day said, "Is this New South Wales or Footloose?" I haven't actually seen Footloose, but I think that's like a city with no music, isn't it?
I don't know.
Neither of us have seen Footloose.
Well, I'm glad we're talking about
it. Exactly. Our homework for next week: watch Footloose. But that's it. So we would love to hear what our listeners have to say about this.
Yeah, call me and we'll talk about it.
Exactly. Hit us up, our email, garagerockpodcast@gmail.com. Yeah, hit us up on the socials as well. Because, yeah, are we batshit crazy here, or is this something that you have an opinion on as well, or do you agree with us? Do you disagree with us? If that's the case,
tell us.
Yeah,
Steve and I go to music festivals all the time.
Yeah.
We don't do drugs. We have a great time just watching the bands. We might have a beer or two.
Exactly.
That's about it.
If they have Woodstocks, we have
and
Red Bears.
The people on the people on drugs are half the fun at festivals anyway.
Exactly.
To watch. But we don't condone it at all. But if they're going to do it, we'd like to see them do it safely.
Exactly.
Now, we did speak a little bit before about Groovin' the Moo, Steve.
Yes, we did.
And whilst we were away, they announced the lineup.
2019, yes.
2019 Groovin' the Moo. And the lineup has been announced featuring DMAs, Hilltop Hoods, Holy Holy, Nick Murphy, of course. Formerly known as Chet Faker, if you will.
Yep.
Billie Eilish, who I've become a fan of over the break as well. My lovely wife got me into her, and I would love to see her live. I reckon it'd be awesome.
Yeah,
so
fantastic.
she's announced the tour herself, I think.
Yep.
Jack River.
Now, Jack River, she's had a massive 2018.
Yes.
And, so she'll be just kicking on in 2019, I would imagine.
Bless. Hermitude. Legends Regurgitator.
Yes. Now, they recently brought out a kids album.
Did they?
Yes.
I didn't see that.
No. I was in St Kilda a few weeks ago, and my mate was like, hey, yeah, Regurgitator, they got a new kids album.
I'm going to check that out, see if my kids will like it.
Oh, why not?
Trophy Eyes. Thelma Plum.
Yep.
G Flip.
Yep.
And wait for it, Steve.
Wait.
Oh, mate, that was terrible.
No, because I was... I
Mysterious girl.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, wait,
it's bad that I even got that. You're talking Peter Andre.
I was wondering, it's not who I'm supposed to be talking about.
I think it's the same era.
It is, but Peter Andre is not playing at Groovin' the Moo.
No, but he's touring Europe soon, apparently. I saw.
He's always touring Europe.
I'll tell you why I know that in a second, but Coolio, Steve. Yeah, Gangsta's
Coolio
Paradise.
Iglesias. Oh, yes, of course.
It's spending most of my life running around.
Yeah, I got that. That made sense.
Yeah, and that was Eric Cartman singing that, everyone.
But was the film Dangerous Minds?
Dangerous Minds, with Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah.
Closest thing to Michelle Pfeiffer that you've ever seen. Anyway, we're not here to sing.
Vance Joy, is he playing? No,
he's not. But
got my hopes up.
There are 6 shows of Groovin' the Moo, Steve.
Yes, of course.
Groovin' the Moo is an awesome festival.
Yep.
It's just such a good vibe. It's country towns.
Yeah, regional areas, yep.
And those regional areas are Wayville, Maitland, Canberra, Bendigo, Townsville, and Bunbury. All the way to Nugget Bunbury.
Yeah.
Tickets are available from gtm.net.au.
Yes, and also keep an eye out on the Groovin' the Moo Facebook page for sideshow announcements.
Yeah, American duo Sophie Tucker, Steve.
Yep.
Turkey Stuffer.
Turkey Stuffer.
Turkey Stuffer Steve. Sophie Tucker. They've announced 4 sideshows already and more to be expected.
Yeah, exactly. So that's Groovin' the Moo. And if you're in Canberra, just take a little scraping of your eckies when you're up there and see what you got.
They should get Friends or Rom at the gate to just test everyone's drugs.
Yeah.
They'll just swallow it and go, yeah, they're cool. Yeah, they're cool. They're cool.
They're not going to then regurgitate them up again and give them back.
Yeah. And then they can sing, she only wants me because I've got the drugs.
Now, another festival, and it's more of an experience, Cam. They're calling this an experience.
Yeah.
The Beer Insider Experience brings together... No,
You sound like a DJ.
I just farted as I started that sentence and it kind of threw me
I
off.
thought you clapped.
Sorry, the Beer
More
Insider...
tingly than hot.
The Beer Insider Experience brings
Which is
together...
almost as good as the Dick Insider Experience.
The Beer Insider Experience brings together a huge selection of independent breweries and cideries, which is a new word I've just learned, as well as live bands, food and ping pong. There are 2 shows, one at Melbourne Showgrounds.
I like to play ping pong.
You look like it. 2 shows.
Forrest Gump will not be making an appearance.
Oh, damn it. What about Lieutenant Dang?
Oh, you ain't got no legs.
back on track. There are two shows, one at the Melbourne Showgrounds on March 2nd and one at Brisbane Showgrounds on March 3rd.
Who's playing there, Steve? Talk to me.
DMAs.
Oh, they're doing everything.
Exactly.
Selfish little porn crumpets.
So something for Kate. They're recording their new record, so
yeah, that's exciting.
Maybe some new stuff there.
Oh.
Alex the Astronaut, Wax, West the Button, and Loser. Listeners of last season, their EP was my second favourite release of last year.
That was one of your favourite discoveries of 2018, wasn't it?
Yeah, just like you in 13.
Yep.
Tickets are now available from beerinsider.com. More tours, Cam.
That's not Deek Insider, by the way. It's Beer Insider. All right, enough with that stupid joke, Steve. Oh, we like music.
We do. It's, well, you've just worked that out.
And we also like music that's sort of halfway there, probably not, like ballpark music.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, these guys are awesome. Brisbane group, Ballpark Music, have announced the tour.
That's true.
It's in support of their 2018 album, Good Mood.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's good about 2018. Good things, good mood. Good podcasts were produced.
Yeah, it's not great, but it's...
Well, it's not... It's good.
It's good.
Not great.
No.
Some would say the best, actually.
Yeah.
The Good Mood Tour will include 21 dates, Steve. What a tour.
That's a lot of touring.
Across the country, kicking off in Byron Bay on May the 24th. Be with you. No, that's not it either, is it? It's like a poor man's Star Trek Day.
Star Wars Day. Wow. Please keep going.
I like to be cryptic. For all the tour dates and to buy tickets, head to ballparkmusic.com.
Yes. Now, another tour, and this is a band I saw last year, and you unfortunately couldn't join me, and you're pretty pissed about it.
I know. I wish you didn't keep bringing that up.
Sorry, but they announced another tour. I got to bring it up.
I know. That's awesome. These guys never stop.
You can see them on this tour then. DC Death Rays have announced their tour with The Lot, regional Australian tour.
Yummy.
Of course, last year they had their 10-year anniversary tour, and now the band will be playing 23 dates. Take Ballpark Music, add another 2 dates to that.
Yeah, that's like an extra 2 dates.
Exactly. They're playing 23 shows across Australia, kicking off on March the 1st in Geraldton in WA. The supporting bands will be Moaning Lisa and Good Dukes, which we featured both of them on our show last year.
Yes, and Alex saw them, who did the Falls Festival review for us.
Yep.
And he couldn't recommend them highly enough.
Yeah, Moaning Lisa. He absolutely loved them.
That's awesome.
So it's another reason to go. If you were half-hearted about going to DC Death Rays, Alex's suggestion, Moaning Lisa, kick it over the bar. Now, tickets are already on sale from dzdeathrays.com. Cam, you got to come to this one. You couldn't make it to the last.
Oh, man. 23 dates, Steve. How could you miss it?
Absolutely.
But we have another tour announcement, Steve. There's a lot of tour announcements at the moment, isn't there?
Well, we've got so much to catch up on.
We've got so much to catch up on, so bear with us, ladies and gentle spoons. Melbourne singer-songwriter Alex Lay has announced her new album, which is called The Best of Luck Club, which will be released on May 17th. Nothing near Star Wars Day there.
No. Tell me more.
Alex has also announced shows in Adelaide, Perth, Brisbane, Canberra, Sydney and Melbourne this June in support of the new album.
Fantastic.
And you can get tour dates and tickets. Get this, Steve. You get to head to handsometours.com.
Very handsome.
They're very pretty.
It's a very good looking tour company. Well, I'm guessing. Now, as we shuffle around our papers, very obviously. Next page, Steve.
We're standing, Steve.
We are standing.
Normally we sit down and do the podcast, but now I can stand up and floss.
Yeah, I can't floss.
Either can I really well, but
you're
I'm
doing
getting
a
better.
Pretty good job.
My son says I'm cool. Actually, it's the opposite.
Yeah.
My kids had a sleepover. Well, my son had a sleepover.
Yep.
And my daughter was obviously there too because she's a part of this family.
Yeah.
And you should have seen them both roll their eyes when I was making my son's friends laugh.
Were you flossing?
No, I didn't. I've done that at assembly, but
you did. Wait, sorry, hang on. We have to touch this. Sorry. No, when I'm talking about a children's school assembly, I shouldn't say we have to touch this. But going back, you flossed at your kids' school assembly, did you?
Yeah, it was the junior school assembly. So my daughter won an award, and at the end of all the awards getting presented, the parents are told they can come down the centre of the audience and go take a photo of your son or daughter up on stage with their award.
That's very nice.
So I went down and did that, and on the way back down the catwalk, if you will, I did a little bit of the floss.
And what was
all the kids
and the reaction?
Some kids loved it, but my kids hung their head in shame.
They didn't speak to you for the next week?
Well, you know what I said to them, Steve?
What?
They say I'm embarrassing, but I say, when you were born,
Yeah.
the doctor handed you over to me and he said, it's your job to embarrass this child.
Yeah.
And I kneeled down on one knee and said, I will oblige.
So I will floss at every given opportunity to embarrass the shit out of these kids.
But anyway, the sleepover,
yeah.
I taught them a classic Oreo commercial. Mom says that chocolate isn't good for dogs, but you can have the rest of my milk.
So for starters, I don't know why you'd bring that up, but I mean, no, to them, I don't know why. What led to the Oreo discussion?
We were just eating chocolate, and one of them said, "Can I give some to the dog?" And I said, "Mom says that chocolate isn't good for dogs, but you can have the rest of my milk." So now the kids have gone to school. Well, my kids roll their eyes, but the other kids have gone to school and got everyone else saying it. I'm like, that's awesome.
There you go. Your legacy lives on.
Yeah. Because anything materialistic we obtain will rot and fall away, and all you'll have left is what's in your heart.
Exactly.
And that's the Oreo ad.
Especially if you've already retired your bones, in which case you can't even use them anymore.
Yummy.
Yummy. Now, moving on, back to music. Hellions. Now, Cam, Hellions, Sydney Rockers.
My boys.
That's right. They've announced a national tour this May in support of their 2018 album, Rue. Now, we caught these guys at Unify Gathering last month, and they were awesome to watch. And
yeah, I
also,
really checked out their album, Ruse. Really good.
And,
I highly recommend it. That's RUE. Check it out.
And you had an interview with them as well.
Yeah, the interview went great, and their live show was awesome as well
Exactly.
at Unify, wasn't it?
And they were awesome to just chat with as well.
Yeah, just down to earth. Saw two of them playing the cover band
the night before, yeah.
Played in the cover band the night before, which was really cool, playing pop punk classics.
Exactly. So Hellions will be playing shows in Adelaide, Perth, Brisbane, Melbourne and Sydney. Tickets are on sale now. For all the dates and to get tickets, head to hellionsmusic.com. That are our dates.
That are our dates.
That R.L. Stein.
Okay.
Okay.
R.L. Stein. It's giving you goosebumps,
Jesus.
just like the Ghost show that you watched.
Yeah, that was incredibly. Look, when I watched that Ghost show, I didn't expect that I would be running for my life the following morning. So
you could be the next R.L. Stein. You could turn that into a book.
Jesus, I don't think anyone would want
best
to read
bloody
that.
seller. So I can imagine a book for kids. So Steve was on Tinder and met up with this girl.
Instead of getting a route, he was forcibly chased from the house the next morning. Yeah, that sounds like the kind of book kids want to read.
And this weird dog said, "Chocolate's not good for dogs."
Exactly. I mean, the book's fucking writing itself as we go. This is what we're setting the bar for season 2 here, and this is what we're setting.
We need to take 5 and write this book idea down because this could take over our lives.
Instead of taking 5, why don't we move to our
Top 5!
Yes, and this week's top 5, we're doing top 5 openings to a song.
Yes.
And we've had another great response from our loyal followers and listeners,
Absolutely.
Steve, which has been awesome.
our minions.
I'm all rattle some of them off right now, you know what I mean?
Absolutely, Cam.
Now, Aaron has said Money for Nothing by Dire Straits.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Aaron. Awesome. Amy has said Another One Bites the Dust by Queen and All My Life by Foo Fighters.
I mean, come on.
Pretty sure we've mentioned both those songs on this show at some point in our lives.
Once or twice.
Benjamin has written Blind by Korn.
Oh, very nice.
I happen to agree with that one. Are you ready? Ding, 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 ding. That's more the symbol for me. That brings me back to learning drums in, I think, year 7 or 8 when that song came out.
Music, it's like a time travel machine.
It is. It takes you back, doesn't
Absolutely.
it? It's like a bad smell that you go, that reminds me of kindergarten.
What the hell is wrong with your kindergarten?
I don't know, but Benjamin said also War Pigs by Faith No More.
Yes.
He likes the original Black Sabbath version, but, likes Faith No More's version as well.
No, fair enough.
Good on you, Benjamin. Now, Rick has said Eulogy by Tool.
Oh, very good.
A great song which we saw at Big Day Out.
Big Day Out.
A long time ago now, Steve. Jeez.
Taking me back.
It always comes back to Big Day Out, doesn't it?
Yeah, and
see,
then,
that's why you can't get rid of bloody festivals.
Exactly, and that Big Day Out reminded me of kindergarten. So it's
that smell, man.
That smell is everywhere.
Like a burnt arsehole. Travis has said Territorial Pissings by Nirvana.
Come on, people now.
Is that your language, Steve? Are we talking your
We're
language?
definitely talking my language.
Yeah.
I do love Territorial Pissings by Nirvana.
Yep. And speaking of, Ben has said Black Dog by Led Zeppelin.
Hey, mama, send the way Get distracted, man.
Seriously, like that is that went on disgustingly long, but I could have kept going. Like that's
yeah.
how much it gets you into it.
I could have gone longer than the actual song.
Exactly. Lauren has said Mayonnaise by Smashing Pumpkins.
Yes, very nice.
Some James Iha genius there, she said. And
Yes.
couldn't agree more, Stephen.
Or disagree.
JP has said Supremacy and Supermassive Black Hole by Muse.
Now, Supremacy. I do love the intro to that.
Yeah.
I'm getting slightly on touching cloth. I do like that one a lot. Keep
Geez,
going, JP.
It just makes you think, how much do openings of songs just pump you up?
Oh, dude. It's pretty much what I've based my top 5 on.
Like you can literally listen to the first bar and go, oh, hell yeah, we're doing this.
Yeah, and get a bar yourself.
Yeah.
What else has JP said?
He said Nice to Know You by Incubus. Mm-hmm. Cochise by Audio Slave.
Love
Very
that.
nice.
Very nice.
Oh, man. Audio Slave.
Audio Slave.
Chris Cornell.
Oh,
Not to mention
the new
Bomb
detention.
Track.
Sorry, continue. Bomb Track.
That's not a bad start of a song too.
Got to mention.
Grinspoon.
Yeah.
Bomb Track by Rage Against the Machine.
Of course.
And Into the Void by Nine Inch Nails. All good songs there, JP.
All good songs. Now I've got some more as well. Trav said Blackened by Metallica.
Yeah, nice.
The old Metallica there. Trent said 5 Feet High and Rising by Johnny Cash.
Oh, yeah, Johnny.
Can't go wrong with Johnny
And
Cash.
I was the baby. My mama told me so. Sorry, go on.
No. Of course. Now, Adzi has said Insane in the Membrane. Insane in the Brain. Yeah. By Cypress Hill, we've got to really stop butchering these songs by trying to sing them. I know, it is hard.
It's very hard not to.
We have to realise neither of us can sing.
Yeah.
So we have to just limit ourselves.
None of this will matter when we're famous dancers.
Of course, that's true. Now, George has said Come Together by the Beatles.
Oh, of course.
That bass line in particular, he's highlighted. I mean...
Yeah, with and the drums, not to mention the drums, like it's just an awesome opening.
Cam, you said you're not going to mention the drums.
Yeah.
So don't.
So.
Now, Kate, who happens to be my sister. Hello, sister. I hope you're listening. If you're not... sister. She said One by Metallica. I mean, the war scene going on in the back, the guns and the bombs and everything going on.
She loves her Metallica.
She does love her Metallica. And she's also said Back in Black and Thunderstruck by AC/DC.
Ah, great.
Yeah, they are fantastic. Now, Alex has said Sickness by Hot Chip, Where the Streets Have No Name by U2, and I Want to Be Adored by Stone Roses.
Ah, nice.
Fantastic. Akeem has said Anything by NSYNC. I'm not an expert on NSYNC, but I could just assume that they've got some.
With them, are we, Steve?
No, that's true. Michael said I Got Erection by Turbo Negro.
Ain't that the truth?
And another Michael had listed about 20 tracks, including Walk With Me in Hell by Lamb of God, Hellbound by Pantera, 44 Caliber Love Letter by Alexis on Fire, and Composure by August Burns Red.
Ah, yeah. Isn't it good to see people get so passionate that you can put 20 plus songs on there, because it is hard not to mention your favourites, isn't it?
This has been, out of all the top 5s we did last season, this has been the hardest one I've found to limit mine. I had so many.
Yeah.
I'm at a loss. But Cam...
We did it.
We did it. Now it's time for your top 5. So please...
where do we start? Probably with number 5.
Any honourable mentions?
Yeah, I've got one.
Yep.
And you're probably going to laugh.
No, go for it.
Don't Leave Me Alone by 13.
Jesus.
I get wasted just for fun. Yeah, I'm air guitaring while I'm doing that.
Exactly. You and 13, you were obsessed.
I told you.
It's almost getting to sort of criminal levels that the amount of stalking going on between you.
I know,
and
I've
13.
almost got his address. So.
Wow.
He wrote a song for Gyroscope called OK, which is about, laying under someone's bed and stalking him and things like that.
Yes, you do.
So that fits perfectly. So it's all right.
Takes me back to Kinder again.
It's all right for me to stalk him.
Yeah, that's fine. So that is your honourable mention. So now here we go. Number 5.
I've just got to say one more thing about 13. He is playing a live show in Perth, which I seriously considered going to.
Flying over to Perth.
100%. I couldn't go. It's one of my best mates' Bucks party, so I can't go. But that would have been awesome. Surely you'll skip around here though.
Oh, fingers crossed, Cam.
Fingers crossed,
My fingers
Steve.
are crossed for you on that. Now, number 5.
Number 5 for my favourite song openings is Blink-182. See if you can guess which song, Steve. It's my favourite Blink song.
So many,
I think I've told you.
Is it Feeling This?
No, but I do love that is a freaking awesome opening.
That's why I thought you might like it.
Actually, Blink announced that they're going to release a new album this year.
Oh, well, there you
and
go.
they likened it to that album, the self-titled, if you will.
Okay.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting to see. But
number 5?
number 5, Stay Together for the Kids. You see what I mean? That song just has always resonated with me. It's I'd probably say my favourite Blink song. Yeah. And it just means a lot to me as well, that song. Number 4.
Yep.
I've got a Beatles song in there again, Steve.
Oh, okay.
And I say again because I've had it for guitar sounds.
Okay.
Number 4, I remember hearing that as a kid and going, wow, how's this guitar sound? And that's how the song starts, and it's just awesome.
Kicks on from there.
Number 3.
Let's go!
Yes, A Day to Remember, Downfall of Us All.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, it's that reminds me of going to trade school. My friend Trav introduced me to this band called A Day to Remember. I'd never heard a whole band sing a breakdown before.
Yeah.
Basically, that's how it starts. I love it.
Time travel music once again, Cam.
Yes, and this also takes me back. Number 2.
Ooh, very nice.
I had never heard anything like it. Such a long intro to a song with just the ride cymbal, swapping between the ride and the bell of the ride, and then those weird bass sounds and guitar coming through sporadically through it, and then are you ready into the song, and it just goes off, which was really, really cool at last year's download.
Exactly. So Cam, okay, so that was your number 2, Korn, Blind. What was your number 1?
You ready for number 1, Steve?
Give it to me.
Okay, number 1. Of course, Steve. Gyroscope, Driving for the Storm, which takes me back to seeing him live for the very first time. They played that, and it goes off every time. It's just such an awesome opening for a song. It's so powerful, and it's just really impacted me, you know.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I absolutely love it. So that was my top 5 song openings.
Brilliant.
It wasn't easy.
No.
But it wasn't as hard as some other ones I've done. Now, I'm dying to know, Steve, what are your top 5 song openings?
Now, this is the hardest one I've had to face because there are so many that I just think...
Have we got some honourable mentions, Stephen?
We got a few. But the thing is, now, because I've approached this as either songs that as soon as you hear it, you think, oh shit, we're about to have a good time.
Yeah.
You know, this is about to kick in. Or something that's just goosebumps. It's like it's going to just this grabs you. This opening riff just sort of grabs you. So that's what I've sort of based it on. But I do have a few honourable mentions. Aaron mentioned it. Money for Nothing by Dire Straits.
Oh yeah,
love that. Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. All My Life by Foo Fighters. Coach Cheese by Audio Slave. And also this track, which it's not rock, but I absolutely love it.
Oh yes.
Breathe by The Prodigy.
Yes.
I love it. It's just, how cool is that riff? I mean, it's electronic, but
I've got this album on vinyl. I love pumping it. Just had to mention I got it on vinyl because it makes me sound really cool.
Yeah.
You know?
I didn't know you had it on vinyl. Well, cool, awesome. So that was my honourable mention, Breathe by The Prodigy. But here we go, number 5, and I'm going to stick with my sister on this. She mentioned it.
Ooh.
Thunderstruck.
Such an iconic guitar.
Such an iconic Australian song. And it takes me back, talking about taking me back, I went to the World Cup in Brazil back in 2014, and before every game they would play the anthem like it was the Cup of Life.
Yeah.
For whatever song it was. It was bit average, but whatever it was. But before every game, before they play that, they played Thunderstruck at every single match.
Ah, yeah.
Just because that's an automatic crowd starter. That one.
It is, isn't it? Gets them pumped. Great for sporting events.
Oh, absolutely.
They do it at the rugby in Australia as well.
Of course, Melbourne
League.
Storm.
Yep.
Storm, Thunderstruck
yeah,
makes total
great.
sense. Number 4. Now, Stockholm Syndrome.
Muse aren't any strangers to great openings. The songs are they?
Absolutely, and I've seen Muse many times, and as soon as this song kicks in, it's like we are about to have a good fucking time.
Oh God, yeah.
Shit's about to go off.
They know how to party.
Can
write a song.
Can write a song. Can write a good riff. And Stockholm Syndrome. Every time I see him live, if I'm standing next to you when that song starts, about 5 seconds later, I'm not standing next to you.
Yes,
I'm bang straight into the pit.
Steve is his own ghost mystery then.
Exactly. For me, number 3.
Yeah.
Under the Bridge. I mean,
Great song.
Those opening notes, just bang, instant chills. It's just
Ties in
brilliant.
well with Chili's out in Australia at the moment.
Exactly.
Groovy.
That, and also, I think I mentioned it as well, also when the female vocals come in as well. Under the Bridge. That song, brilliant song, and that's a brilliant opening. So
Said it before, say it again. Read Scar Tissue by Anthony Kiedis. Great book.
absolutely. Now, number 2. Where the Streets Have No Name by U2. Now, this is a long build, but it is absolutely worth it, especially in a live sense. They slowly build the lights, and then the guitar comes in with a ding, 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 ding. That is just absolute goosebumps moment, spine chilling. It's brilliant. It's just brilliant. Cam,
It's brilliant.
Absolutely.
It's brilliant.
Yes, but it doesn't get my top spot. My number 1 spot, it just so happens to be my favourite song anyway, from my favourite album as well.
Oh,
Yes.
Bullet for Butterfly Wings, Smashing Pumpkins,
it's-
yes.
What do you, no, what do you...
Just kidding,
Of course
Steve.
it is. Of course it is. Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Of course.
Nirvana. Just those opening... The opening riff is just amazing. And
One
then,
of the best songs in the world,
and
really,
that's
isn't
what I'm
it?
saying. When as soon as you hear that riff, it's like you know that this is going to be a party.
Oh, yeah.
And I think the timing of the song, just like the beat of that song, just begs for people to jump to it.
It does, doesn't it?
You,
It's such a great riff. And when the drums kick in, it's just unbelievable.
Absolutely. So I can't go past that. It's a fantastic riff. And so that's my number 1. Smells Like Teen Spirit. Now, if you would like to send through your top 5, if you didn't already send it through, we'd love to hear it. Hit us up on our Instagram, Facebook, and also our email address, garagerockpodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear what you think, and we'd love to hear what you think about ours.
That's right. And next week's top 5, Steve,
Yes.
is your top 5 Sunday session songs.
Yes.
You know, your chill out tracks.
Yeah.
Something you like to listen to on a Sunday and chill out to. And it could be hardcore metal if you want. That might be the thing that chills you out, or it could be some sort of acoustic, Bob Evans kind of thing, or City in Colour. I don't know. Whatever it may be, I would love to know.
Music soothes the savage beast. So
It does.
whatever it is that soothes you, let us know. Top 5, hit us up, garagerockpodcast@gmail.com, or on Facebook, Instagram. Let us know your top 5 Sunday Session songs.
.com.
But Cam, that brings us to everybody's favourite segment. Of course, Cam, we're talking about...
Top 5.
No, that's everyone's second favourite.
Oh,
yeah.
New music.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So-
all right, let's do it, shall we?
Exactly. So, yeah, of course we should. So our first track for new music this week, Cam.
Lucky number 1, Steve, is a song called Everything You Wanted by Stuck Out.
Nice.
These guys are Melbourne pop punk, and they're really cool. Like this song's really cool. The drums are real pumping, real pump through, real creative drums as well, which, I love.
As a drummer, you love that.
And they've got that, classic pop punk kind of melody. They've released their debut EP, You Won't Come Home. That was last year.
Yep.
As well as performing the Good Things Festival.
Yeah.
So let's check out Everything You Wanted by Stuck Out.
Was Everything You Wanted by Stuck Out. Our next track, Cam, is Love and Hate by Melbourne singer-songwriter Dan Sultan.
Oh,
This guy.
Dan, Uncle Dan.
Sultan, he's kicking goals all over the place. He's announced his 4th studio album, Avery Takes, which will be released on March 15, featuring the new single Love and Hate. Dan has also just kicked off a 20-date national tour, and you can head to dansultan.com to check out all of the dates and to get tickets, of course.
How's these big tours, Steve?
It's such a big country. You
is.
can't just...
And no one's cutting out the middleman in between. You know, it's not just the major cities anymore.
No, you got to visit everywhere else. People get pissed off you didn't visit them.
Exactly.
Now, this is obviously a pretty stripped back track when you listen to it, piano driven, but it really lets his vocals shine, which is awesome. Definitely looking forward to hearing what the full album has on offer when it's released next month. So, in the meantime, Love and Hate, Dan Sultan.
That was Love and Hate by Dan Sultan. Next up, we've got Beck Stevens with her song 10 Minute Drive. She's an Adelaide rocker.
Yep.
All good rockers come from Adelaide. At least a lot of them.
Well, a lot of them do.
Her single 10 Minute Drive was taken from a new EP called Why Don't You Just?
Yep.
Steve, this song 10 Minute Drive, it's really cool. Like literally the first half of the song is basically just Beck on the guitar and singing. Mm-hmm. And then literally halfway through, the whole band kicks in and rocks out for the other half of the song.
Gotta love that.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's a great little concept. You know, you're kind of chilling out and then all of a sudden you're rocking out. Beck's also announced a 12-date, not 20, but that's cool.
A 12,
we'll let it slide.
12's ample.
12 dates. Oh, that's still a big tour.
Yeah.
A 12-date national tour this coming April. You can head to her Facebook page and check out the dates and also get tickets.
Yeah.
We saw Beck supporting Slowly last year, and she was freaking awesome.
Yeah,
they all just
rocking out.
Yeah, they all just rocked out. So I highly recommend you go see Beck Stevens. It's only a 10-minute drive away.
Well, we can bury all his bones right by mine, and you can bury all of the sadness you keep inside. Well, we could bury everything, leave it behind. Leave it behind.
There's Beck Stevens there with 10 Minute Drive. Our next track is by Brisbane four-piece punk band Void. They've released their latest single, Vile, which is taken from the band's forthcoming sophomore EP due later this year. Now, Void have announced a 9-date tri-headline tour with Crocodilus and A. Swayze and the Ghosts. Ghosts are just here to mock me this week. They're everywhere.
Patrick Swayze and Ghosts.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, I used to drive a truck, Steve, and the number plate was SWY, and everyone used to call it Swayze or Sway or Patrick Swayze because it was about to die.
Jeez, it's a little harsh there.
It was, yeah.
But hey...
I didn't say it.
Well, you just did.
People at work said it, not me.
Yeah.
Just tell it I'm merely a messenger.
Well, definitely not going to shoot you. Anyway, that tour is this March. Now, I really like this song. I get a 90s punk sort of grunge feel from this song, and it doesn't try too hard, and it's just a cool rock track. So let's check it out. This is Vile by Void.
That was Vile by the band Void. Mm-hmm. Up next, we've got Blonde Doctor.
Blonde Doctor.
Love a Blonde Doctor.
Yep.
with their song Somebody Else's Name. So these guys, Adelaide-based pop punk outfit.
Yep.
And they've just released their sophomore EP, No Brainer. It's a no-brainer, Steve, isn't it?
Well,
The first single from the EP is called Somebody Else's Name. It's just a really cool song. I'd actually really like to go see this live. I reckon it would really go off. So
awesome.
now let's have a listen to Blonde Doctor with Somebody Else's Name.
Time grows slower now that you're not here. Seconds to hours, weeks turn to. It's been years since you felt a warmth like this, and held you closely and pulled you closer still. I don't know if I'll find somebody else, but I know if I do, she'll be just like you with somebody else's name.
That was Somebody Else's Name by Blonde Doctor. Now, up next, we've got Melbourne-based surf punk band Money for Rope, and they've released their new single, Actually, from their upcoming album, Picture Us, coming out on March 8th. Now, I'm a big fan of Money for Rope's self-titled debut album, which came out back in 2012, so I'm looking forward to hearing what their new album has in store.
Oh, definitely.
Now, their single Actually it's a really cool track, and I'm a big fan of Rocking Out at the End. You mentioned it before with Beck Stevens.
Yeah.
Well, Money for Rope do the same thing again, so who isn't a fan of Rocking Out? Cam?
They know how to party.
If you don't like Rocking Out, then you listen to the wrong podcast.
Yeah.
Because we clearly get better at the end. But right now, this is Actually by Money for Rope.
I drive my car into a tree, from the bakery and into the tree. I sit down where there's worms no soil. It's the bottom, yeah, bottom of the sea. I always drown over things that I love. Breaking trees and that breaks my heart. I made a choice, motherfucker. Now I have to believe. Yeah, I'm actually who I wanna be. Yeah, I'm actually who I wanna be.
That was Actually by Money for Rope. Up next, we've got The Daily Chase, Steve, with
Yep.
their song Feel Alive. Another South Australian band, Steve.
Kicking goals.
The metalcore band The Daily Chase have released Feel Alive, which is the title track from the band's most recent EP. I kind of like this, Steve. It reminds me very much of... it's sort of hard to pinpoint it. There's a lot of different genres happening there, I feel, but
Yeah.
it's kind of like Alexis on Fire-ish,
All right.
which I'm a massive fan of,
course
so
you
I'm down, man. The Daily Chase are currently in the studio writing new material for their release later this year. Let's check out Feel Alive by The Daily Chase.
That was Feel Alive by The Daily Chase, and our final track tonight. Now, Cam, we actually received an email from a listener called Jasmine who wanted to suggest a track
Yep.
called A Grave Mistake from Boston band Ice Nine Kills.
Thanks, Jazzy.
Yes. Now, the song came out last October, so it's relatively new.
Yep.
It's new enough
Yeah.
for our new music thing. And now, this is the thing. The album is called The Silver Scream, and I know that you're a big fan of horror films.
Oh, definitely.
Now, every track from The Silver Scream is inspired by a different horror movie.
Oh, I like the concept.
Yeah, so including like A Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, Friday the 13th. Now, A Grave Mistake is inspired by the Brandon Lee film The Crow.
Ah, right, yep.
So let's have a listen to it now. A Grave Mistake by Ice Nine Kills.
Payback for what you took from me. Love, said I heard that you reap what you sow. So here's to believing in ghosts. Now when you see my face, you'll know you can save yourself or save your soul. But you need some man whose life you stole with weathered wings and broken bones.
That was Ice Nine Kills. Well, we're doing a little bit of a floss because we are sad it's the last song, but
Exactly.
that was their song, A Grave Mistake, and it is a mistake if we do dance and floss, isn't it, Steve?
Exactly.
It's not pretty for anyone.
It's not. I don't even know how to floss. I mean, our listeners now can't hear me trying to.
Yeah,
this
he's
is
trying to
this is
flo-
that's fucking
It's
wrong,
embarrassing.
isn't it? It's terrible.
It's like seeing your dad try and dance or something. I don't know.
My dad cannot dance. He knows it. We know it. He doesn't even attempt it. If he does attempt it, he gets laughed at.
He doesn't look
That's
like
how-
much of a dancer,
He's not much
actually.
of a dancer. He's
Hang on.
got 2 left feet.
Oh, I didn't because I was talking in a bit of an accent just now because I'm practicing. You know how I was saying about Peter Andre? I saw that he's
Yes,
touring.
yes.
It's because I was looking at what's happening with tour-wise and gigs in May over in the UK because I'm going to go there.
That's right. So
I'm going over for a wedding,
Yeah.
so hopefully I'll be able to catch some awesome gigs in a completely different country. I'm going to England, I'm going to Wales, and I'm going to Scotland.
you're just making myself and the listeners jealous. If
I know.
anything, you've got a wedding in May that you're heading over there for.
Yeah.
So we're back now, but we'll be taking a short break whilst Cam's away.
Yeah, that'd
And-
be mid-season break, I'd say.
Yeah, no, it makes complete sense. And you're going to check out some bands while you're over there?
Well, hopefully. I had a quick look and only Peter Andre was playing, so I might be a bit sparse.
Oh, well, who knows? You'll be coming into the summertime over there, so maybe you'll get some decent acts released soon.
Yeah, fingers crossed. But I'm HIV positive that we'll be back next week with a great episode.
Well, hopefully, we're going to be talking about people's Sunday sessions. Oh,
Yeah.
Sunday session songs.
What gets
in
you
our top
going
5.
on to chill out?
Yeah.
Like, you know, what is it? I'm dying to know what people say.
Yeah.
Like I said before, it doesn't have to be a soft acoustic song. It could be anything that just chills you out.
What gets you going or not going on a Sunday? That's
Yeah.
what we want to know. But until then, I've been Steve.
And I've been Cam. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thanks for listening, guys. Love you. Bye.